Being a business owner is one of the toughest things that we've ever endeavored to do as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner. And one of the hardest things to wrap our heads around many times is how to make sales, how to get clients. What is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to say in order to make the sale? Being an entrepreneur myself since 1999, just going all the way back there when I actually started my very first business, which was an engineering firm. Getting clients is always the thing that we are focused on. But many times, especially when we're just starting, or even if we've been in for a while, we really don't know how to go about doing that. I've spent tons of money on sales courses and coaches and people that want to help me make the sale. And after being an entrepreneur for decades at this point and looking for decades more, I've come to really discover some things. With all of the sales courses that are out there, and a lot of them are really just phenomenal, that focus I see as always not the best thing to do. I had a discussion with some salespeople on yesterday about making the sale and how much pressure it is on salespeople, business owners, whoever, to actually, well, let's just get to it, make that money, right? The sales practices that are out there right now deal a lot with human emotion. It deals a lot with how people think, why they think the thing they think, and it's focused in the sales process on discovering the pain of people, discovering the pain of why they're in the position that they are, that we may be able to help them go beyond. And this is regardless of whether you're selling a product or a service. Usually if you're selling some sort of product or service, it may be what we call low ticket. It may be something that costs less than $1,000. And a lot of times the practice is that there's no sales call required if you're selling something under $1,000. You know, that can be done through a website, it could be done through a webinar, it could be done through a video or something like that. And then there's high ticket sales where it's over 1,000, typically somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 to 10,000 or more that we'll call high ticket sales. But we'll start at about 5K, that you're trying to convince people that they need your product or service in order to get beyond the problem that they have, which is the problem that you can solve. And so we focus in a lot on, well, why are you in the position that you're in? Why are you having this problem? How long have you had this problem? Talk to me about the processes that you've been using in order to solve that problem. How much money have you spent before on solving that problem? What's it going to look like when that problem is solved? So we're taking people down a path, particularly with high ticket sales, to show them the pain that they're in. And the reason that I'm talking about this in particular is because when you're trying to show people their pain, you can do this, you can use this power for good, or you can use it for evil. And many times, salespeople, entrepreneurs, small business owners, if they understand how to use this, it's not always for good, because the focus is on making the sale. That is the focus of making the sale. The focus, if you're an honest person, if you're someone that actually cares about people, you will use that power for good. Now, even though I'm not selling anything right now, I'm kind of making an appeal to entrepreneurs, small business owners, and the like. We have a certain set of skills that we're able to masterfully manipulate someone with. And manipulation, don't take that as a good or a bad term. Manipulate is just to change someone's opinion about something or whatever. It's not even a good or a bad term, even though we mostly use it as a bad term. We could substitute manipulation for convince, right? But if our focus is simply on how can I make this sale, then we're using that power for evil. What the focus needs to honestly be is on that person that we're talking to. Can I actually help them? And the answer many times is probably going to be yes, I can help this person. But it becomes evil when you use this power in a way to get someone's credit card number without knowing if you can help. Now, because the product or service you are selling can help, doesn't mean that you should. And here's the reason why. There are people that we can convince to do certain things. But if we have that gut feeling, which I believe many of us do, we get a gut feeling, you know what, this person probably isn't going to do the work. This person is in a place right now where they're looking for a Hail Mary, and it's probably not going to work because they're not in the right frame of mind right now to actually do the things that needs to be done. And then if someone is saying, look, this is a last ditch effort for me. This is my last 5K. If this doesn't work, then I'm done. That's not the person to sell to, probably. It's not the person you want to sign up. And if we're honest with ourselves, we talk ourselves out of this because we say, well, if they do the work, I'm telling them if they do what I say, then this is all going to work out. But there's something in the back of a salesperson's mind all the time. This is not a good fit. Now, if you have that type of feeling, and all of us believe in the products and services that we sell, we believe that they can help people. And I don't think that most of us would be selling something that we did not believe in. I don't think you're that type of person. I'm hoping you're not that type of person. But if the goal is the sale and not actually helping the right client, then we're using our power for evil. There's something to be said for someone, a salesperson, an entrepreneur, a small business owner that will walk away from something that they know doesn't feel right. There's something to be said for that. And some people will tell you, well, that's not my responsibility. They're a grown person. They should be able to make these decisions. We're talking to people that in many circumstances are not thinking clearly. They're looking for a way out. Now, if they have the wherewithal, they have the skill, they have the money, they have the tenacity to do the thing that needs to be done to turn their own businesses around, we can and should be completely upfront about everything it is that may or may not happen. Be completely upfront. Look, you're telling me this is your last 5K. I don't want to take this. I don't feel good about this. But I think maybe there needs to be a plan in place to try and help you. Now, that could be that you have payment options, like over time. It could be that you have a money-back guarantee that if it doesn't work, then they get their money back. And then that goes into play. Well, a money-back guarantee is usually a way out for someone that actually may not do the work because they know they have a safety net. They know they have something to rely on that they may not be out. But is that person going to do the work? You know if they will or won't. If you've done a proper, strategy session, discovery call, whatever it is that you call it, sales call, you know these things about that person. And that person is literally putting their trust and then sometimes their lives in our hands, their financial lives. In some cases, their relationships, their marriages, their children. They're putting trust in us to be able to help them. One of the things that I say about a money-back guarantee is this, and I've said this several times to prospects that have called me for help. Look, we'll have, for this particular product, a money-back guarantee, but the money-back guarantee isn't actually there for you. It's there for me. Because if I see in the next couple of weeks that you're not going to do the work, I'm going to give you your money back anyway and tell you I can't help you. That is radical honesty. That is radical looking at really and truly the best fit for the client and what it is that they have the capacity to do. Whatever the product or service it is that you sell, that you offer, keep the client, the prospect first, not the money. If you do that, I'm telling you what will happen. You'll sleep easier because you won't have fear of someone asking for a refund. You won't have fear of convincing them to make a wrong decision. You'll actually be on their side as opposed to just making the money. And I tell you, you'll make more money, better money, because the reputation that you have will be spotless.